All right, homies, what's up? It's Waldo, and today we're here for episode number 2 of my Philadelphia Phillies historical franchise right here on Out of the Park Baseball 17. It is Sunday, April 5th, and unfortunately, we have some bad news. So, spring training did not go too well for us from an injury standpoint. You see, Jamie Moyer, he's going to be out for 3 months with a rotator cuff inflammation. Chase Utley, he's only going to be out for 1 more week with a calf strain, but he was out for 3 weeks total. And then a really big blow, Shane Victorino is going to be out for 4 to 5 months with a fractured knee. So you figure best case scenario, he's back in August, September, but it is definitely unfortunate. So because of Victorino's injury, we had to make a trade. So what I did is, if we go to league info, trade log, I made a trade with the San Francisco Giants. So I traded Chan-Ho Park, Greg Dobbs, and Andy Tracy to the Giants for Randy Wynn and Bob Howry. So I felt that when I was looking, it took, first of all, it took me a long time to make a trade. I looked for a good 30 to 40 minutes, just because I set the trade settings to be like the hardest possible, so it wasn't as easy as it was in my Angels franchise, which is actually pretty cool. I actually thought it was nice because it's a little more of a challenge. But when I was looking for an outfielder to replace Victorino, I had some criteria. He had to be a 1 year rental, which means that he could not be here after 2009. So I only looked for guys that were here, that were signed through 2009. So basically, they'll be a free agent this off season. So that was the first one. The second one was that they had to be competent, and I use that term loosely, in center field, because it took a long time to find someone that was competent in center field, because a lot of times I saw guys and they were solid, they could hit the ball, they had speed, but they had like a 25 rating in center field, or they couldn't even play center field. But I think Wynn, he's the best out of what I found, and worst comes to worst, I can always put Wynn in right field, and I could put Worth in center. But you see, when he plays an okay defensive center field. He's better at the corner outfield spots, especially at age 34. But he has 60 for his outfield range, he has 60 for his outfield error, and then 75 arm. That's incredible. You see his contact; it's only at a 50 at this point. I mean, he did hit over 300 the past 2 years, in 07 and 08. But right now his contact rating is at a 50, which is okay because he has solid gap power. He doesn't have any home run power, but he has an okay eye, and he will avoid Ks. And as I did mention, he does have some speed. I mean, it's at a 50, but he could steal bases. He's really good on the base paths, so he won't hurt you there. And since he's 34, he's only making $8 million, and we have like a ton of cap space, which I didn't even realize. We have like $80 million in cap space or something. So I think definitely this free agency period, like coming up, I might be a little active, but we got Wynn, and we also got Bob Howry because we had to trade Chan-Ho Park. He was a good starting point. I know my owner wanted me to sign him to an extension, but he's 35 years old. If I really want to sign him back, I can, because he's a free agent after this year. So maybe he turns into like a 1 year rental for the Giants. But as I've said so many times, relievers in this game are a dime a dozen. You can really find a good one wherever, especially as you progress through the years. So I decided I could get rid of Park. I also traded Dobbs because they wanted him. For some reason, they wanted him as a throw-in, I suppose. And I guess he's a good depth guy, right? I mean, if you look at his player page, you see he can play first, third, and left field, and he's okay in the field. He's not great by any means, but he's okay. And he can help you with the bat a little bit. I mean, he's not Albert Pujols, right? But I mean, he can definitely help you out if need be. I mean, he was one of the best pinch hitters that 1 year, and I say that 1 year. I mean, I want to say a few years ago, but when I say a few years ago, I mean like a few years ago on the context of this is 2009. So like a few years ago, he was like one of the best pinch hitters in the league. But yeah, so he's a serviceable addition. And then I realized that I needed to get a reliever to replace Park. So I wanted Bob Howry. I tried to get Jeremy Affeldt, but they wanted too much for him. So I decided to get Bob Howry, a 35-year-old reliever. And he's done after 2009 too. So he's really a 1 year rental. And they wanted Andy Tracy as a throw-in for Howry. And he's 35 years old, so I decided that it would be fine to trade him. So that is that. So that's a trade that we made, unfortunately, because of the injuries. Now, the lineup, the way it's looking now, the lineup, so we have Rollins, Worth, Ibanez, Howard, Wynn, Feliz, Ruiz, and Eric Bruntlett. So I'm just hoping Bruntlett doesn't kill us over the next week, because when Utley comes back, I'm not going to send him on a rehab assignment. I'm just going to bring him right back because we're probably going to need him, because we can't stick with Bruntlett for too long. because he's not that great of a player in this game. I mean, he was solid in real life, but in this game, he's really not that good. So I want to get him out of the lineup as soon as possible. And he's going to, when Utley comes back, he'll slide into the 3 spot, and basically everyone else will just drop back down. So figure Ibanez will go to 5, Phillies will go to, or Wynn will go to 6, Phillies will go to 7, so on and so on. So with that being said, let's get a look at the preseason predictions. So the Rays are supposed to win 106 games, all right. Red Sox are supposed to win 101 games. And the rest of the AL, wow, so look at that. The Rays are supposed to win 106. The Red Sox are supposed to win 101. The Yankees are supposed to win 99. And the rest of the AL, no one's supposed to win more than 84 games. That is very impressive. In the NL, we are supposed to finish 4th in the NL East with a 63-99 record. The Braves are supposed to finish 108-54, followed by the Marlins at 86-76, the Mets at 80-82, and the Phillies right here at 63-99. Nationals are supposed to lose 108 games, which I think is the most in the league. Yeah, so so the Orioles are supposed to go 56. Wow, tough baseball down there in Baltimore and Washington. That's a shame. But you see, we are supposed to finish 45 games back. I doubt that's going to happen. But we're supposed to have a 237 team average, hit on 191 dingers, which it looks to be among tops in the entire league. It's second in the National League. And what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams better than us. So yeah, so we're supposed to finish top 10 in home runs, which is got to suppose 114 stolen bases. But our pitching staff, that's really what's bringing us down. A 548 team ERA projected, which isn't too surprising. I mean, looking at our pitching staff. Oh, by the way, I didn't really take this into account, but Pedro Martinez obviously would be on our spring training roster, and obviously being like the kind of player he is, he's 37 years old. I mean, he's had so much success in this league. He obviously would not want to be demoted to AAA, so I can't keep him down there until July or August, like the plan was. So, Pedro Martinez will be on the team for the season. You're not gonna have to wait until July or August to see him, but I mean, it's not too surprising. I mean, Kyle Kendrick, he's not really that good in this game or in real life. J.A. Happ, it seems like he's valued pretty highly by teams, because when I was making trade offers, like I was just like making a couple feeler offers to some teams, and when I was asking for like some solid players, like Happ was definitely like at the top of the list for a lot of the teams. So it looks like he has value in this game, which is good. Joe Blanton, he's I don't know, I guess he's okay. He could be a lot better. I mean, obviously Hamels is our ace. And it's kind of surprising that his changeup is only rated at 35. I mean, that is arguably his best pitch, but that is a little surprising. And another thing I saw, I guess I'll just talk you guys through this before we start the simulation. You'll see in this historical simulation there are a couple things that are off. Like, for example, you look at the top 100 prospects list. Like, you see Mike Trout, right? Like, it says he is he's the number 6 prospect, but like Trout wasn't drafted until the 2009 draft, and technically that hasn't even happened yet. So I mean, some of these things are a little off. And then if you go to like the free agent, if you go to like the available free agents, like you'll see guys here that like shouldn't, like Nick Franklin, like he shouldn't be here. Just keep going. Let me just go down the list here, because there's a lot of names that like really shouldn't be. Like Brett Oberholzer, he shouldn't be here. I know Randall Grichuk is in here. Dylan Betances. Just a lot of names that should not be here for some reason or another. So there is, it's definitely like there's gonna be some things that like look a little odd to you. That like see, here's Randall Grichuk. Like he shouldn't be in free agency. I mean, he's only 17 years old. He should not be in free agency right now. I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know if that happens. Like Billy Hamilton too. Billy Hamilton of the Reds. So a lot of these guys should not be here. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it always happens with and there's Slade Heathcott. He shouldn't be there either. A lot of guys. I don't know if that's a bug or whatever, but just if you see anything weird, just keep in mind this is a historical save, so there's probably going to be some things that are a little weird. But regardless, wow, a lot of people on the waiver wire. I made a claim on Matt Joyce just because he's only 24 years old. Maybe he develops into something solid. I mean, he has speed to him, and I guess he's okay with the bat. So I'm kind of hoping he kind of develops into something if we end up getting him. I doubt we will. I'm sure there's some team ahead of us that will put a claim on him before us. But If they don't, at least we made a claim on him. Brandon Webb was put onto waivers. That is surprising. This was one of my favorite pitchers back in the day. Like this series, like so much memories. Like it's great. Like it's all the nostalgia. Like Webb was like, I don't know how old some of you are, but like maybe some of you are too young to like remember how like Brandon Webb was really good there for a time. Like you see, 2006 he went 16-8 with a 3.10 ERA. In 2007 he went 18-10. He won the Cy Young in 2006. Obviously, he pitched 200. Like this guy was a workhorse for so. Like he pitched 235 innings. Then he pitched 236, 226. Like he was, the dude was like awesome there for a time period. And then, unfortunately, he kind of fizzled out. But just like so many names here that just like bring like there's Andres Blanco. Of course, he's on the Phillies now in real life. Chad Bradford. A lot of you might know him from like the Moneyball story. Let's see, anyone else here ring a bell? Jeremy Ponderman. Kristen North. Wow, so many names. This is crazy. And I was like when I was going through trades, I saw like Bobby Crosby on the Athletics. I don't know why that's the first name that sticks out to me. Jim Edmonds, Dan Johnson, Dimitri Young, Brad Wilkerson. So many names. Omar Quintanilla. Oh my gosh. Oh, the memories. All right, but anyway, let's get off the nostalgia train there. So I think what I'm going to do, similar to what I did in the Angels series, I'll just probably simulate up to May or June, take a look at where the team is, and go from there. So I'll be back on, let's see, can we go to June 1st? Yeah, I'll go to June 1st. Okay, so we simulated one day, and nothing's going right for this team. Cole Hamels is now out for 8 to 9 weeks with biceps tendonitis, so nothing is going well for this team. Injury bug has hit us like a truck. So we'll put him on the 60-day DL. Now, what are the injuries on? Did I put them on like ultra high mode or something? Like what the heck? Yeah, it's on like I don't want to put it on low because that's not good. That's just great. Like we have gotten like killed by the injury bug. Jesus. So I guess we'll put Brett Myers in as and then we could maybe call up Rodrigo Lopez. Well, who's better, Lopez or Tashner? They're both kind of crap. Yeah, maybe. How about Manny Ayala? Is he any better? No. Okay, so yeah, we'll call up Lopez, suppose, and he'll be our long relief guy. Damn it, man. Damn it. All right, but anyway, plan is still to simulate up until June, unless any other injuries happen. Yeah, I'll be back. First, so if you take a look at the standings, we are currently 22-28, 8 games back in the NL East behind the Atlanta Braves. If you take a look at the wild card, we are 6 back. We are actually one of the worst teams in the National League, but we're all really bunched up. I mean, we're only 6 back of the Reds who have 28 wins. We have 22, so we're all relatively close together. The team, we're still not having luck with the injury bug because obviously Hamels got injured, but he's only out for 3 more days, which is good. So he's coming back. But Ibanez, he got injured for 7 weeks, and now he still has 4 weeks left. So it's been a struggle this year, that's for sure. We're 5th in runs scored, 7th in batting average. We are 15th in OBP, 2nd to last in the National League. We are 7th in home runs, 2nd in stolen bases, 14th in runs against, 15th in starters ERA, 14th in bullpen ERA, and 9th in defensive efficiency. So our pitching is killing us. That's not too surprising. If you took a look at the lineups, Chase Utley having an excellent year considering he was injured for the first couple of weeks. He's hitting over 300, OPSing at 956 with 10 homers, 32 RBIs. He has 17 walks to 28 strikeouts, 8 stolen bases. He's a 2.4 win player right now. Jason Worth, he's doing good. He is okay. Yeah, so he's back from his injury. He was out for a few days there. So Worth, he's hitting 273 with 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. He has 6 stolen bases. For himself, Ryan Howard, he has 7 home runs, but he is hitting 268 with an OBP of 347, and damn if I wouldn't take that right now in real life. Jimmy Rollins, he is hitting 268 as well, but he has 16 stolen bases. He's been called 9 times, which isn't too good. But his OPS is at 763. He has 8 home runs. So, I mean, we're scoring runs. That's not the issue. The issue is just our pitching staff is completely, it's like Brett Myers has a 5.26 ERA. Pedro Martinez has a 9.46 ERA. Kendrick has a 6.41. I mean, Lopez has an 8.66 ERA in the bullpen. Walker has an ERA over 6. Lidge has an ERA close to 6. Kanji has an ERA close to 5. I mean, looking at their FIPS, like, I mean, it's not like the FIPS like don't even help their cases either. Which, like, oh my, like half of like, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 of like the 7. How much guys do I have in here? 5 of the 8 guys in my bullpen are negative win players. Like, that is pathetic. So, like, it's not like an easy fix either. Unfortunately, like if we look at free agents, like there's nobody there for pitchers, right? Like, oh, and Zach Britton's there too. He shouldn't be there. Like, I could sign Pat Neshek, but like he's no better than like what I have right now. Like, none of these guys are better than what I have right now, unfortunately. I mean, there's Cameron Lowe, but I mean, like he's not better and he's fragile. So it like there's nothing I can do. And then the trades, like I don't really have a lot of prospects, so I can't really make a trade. And I don't want to make a trade right now anyway because it's only June 1st. Like, I don't want to make a trade for like a really good starter or good relievers, only to find out that I'm not gonna be at the race. And that's what I was talking about. See, we have like $79 million available. It's ridiculous. So like I don't really know what I'm gonna do. But why is there an open? Oh, that's Ibanez's hole. I was wondering why there was an open hole in the lineup, but that's Ibanez's spot. So Mayberry just slots in there, which is fine because Mayberry is not. I guess for his first full taste of major league action, he's doing okay because before this year, he never played, major league ball before. So I guess he's doing okay. He could be doing better, but he's doing okay. So, yeah, so I guess maybe just I should also mention the thing in this, like, when you're doing, like, historical save, the dates get all messed up. So, like, the first year player draft, it's not in June. It's, like, in December, I think, like, November or December or something. Okay, good. Now Cole Hamels comes back. So, we're going to send him on a rehab assignment because he's been on the shelf for a while. But yeah, like you'll see, we'll go past like this week here in June, and the first year player draft won't happen. So yeah, like it should have happened by now. It still hasn't. Like that's the weird thing when you're doing historical saves, like the dates get all messed up. So I think what I'll do now is simulate up until the All-Star break and go from there. Maybe we'll make a trade. Maybe we'll trade some of the guys on this team away for farm help. Who knows? But I'll be back. Please don't tell me someone got injured. Okay, no. Yep, so we'll be back around the All-Star break. Okay, we are at the All-Star break, and this season has just been a complete dumpster fire. We are 34-54, currently 15 games back in the NL East. We are 21 back in the wild card race, so surprisingly, the division is going to be our way in if we end up making it, but we're not doing anything this year. I've gotten so many messages from players that like they're bickering so much and the clubhouse is just a hostile and terrible place to be. So I think I have to clean house. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just like I've gotten messages from almost everyone on the team saying that the clubhouse is terrible. And I don't know like who like I need to like trade. I don't know if I have to trade Worth because it says he's hard-nosed but not dirty. So I don't know if players are having a problem with him. I don't know if players are having a problem with like with Brad Lidge, because you see he makes an impression other people either love him or hate him. So I don't know if people like don't like him. I don't know if Madsen, like what you see is what you get. I don't know if people are upset with Madsen. I don't know if people have trouble with Kanji because it says he has trouble keeping up and dogs it too often. And for that matter, I don't know if people have a problem with Howard because it says he dogs it too often. So I don't know. I don't know what really I'm going to do. But I definitely have to do something because we're not winning with this team the way it is now, and our farm system is pretty barren, as you've seen before. So I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I just really don't know what to do with this team. It's a little more difficult for me than like the Angels franchise, because at least like in the Angels franchise, like I kind of had an idea of what I needed to do, and I had like ways of accomplishing it. But here, like, it seems like the only way for me to improve this team is by signing free agents, and that's something I don't want to do. So I don't know. But looking at the All-Star Game rosters, just seeing who made it for us. All right, so Utley made it. So Utley and Jason Worth made the All-Star Game. Just looking through the The rest of the roster, so in the AL, Greinke, Halliday, Felix, John Lackey, Cliff Lee, John Lester, Andy Pettitte, Sabathia, Verlander, Jesse Carlson, Frank Francisco, Jason Frazier, Jonathan Papelbon, Bobby Say, Soria, Matt Thornton, V-Mart, Mauer, Butler, Teixeira, Gordon Beckham, Pedroia, Inge, Longo, Lowell, A-Rod, Jeter, Zobrist, Francisco, Garrett Jones, Matsui, Granderson, Franklin Gutierrez, who I was going to trade for before the season started. It seems like that was a bad idea not to, because he's killing it in Seattle. Adam Jones and Michael Kadire. And then in the NL, it's Billingsley, Ubaldo Jimenez, who was doing incredible 2.94 ERA in Colorado. That is phenomenal. Josh Johnson, Jair Jurgens, Lincecum, Pinheiro, Vasquez, Zambrano, Carlos Zambrano. There you go. There's a name. Heath Bell, Eric O'Flaherty, Luke Gregerson, Chad Qualls, Rafael Storiano, Valverde, McCann, Montero, Sandoval, Berkman, Fielder, LaRoche, Brandon Phillips, David Wright, Ryan Zimmerman, Hanley Ramirez, Troy Tulowitzki, Braun, Manny, Seth Smith, Carlos Beltran, Ludwig, and Upton. So we got 2 All-Stars, which in a season like this, I guess that's okay. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to look into making some trades. So I think, yeah, so I guess what I'll do is just look for potential trades. And if I make any, then I'll let you guys know. Okay, so I am back. So I made a trade. I'm not too sure what you guys will think of it. I hope once I explain my reasoning, you guys will kind of understand it. But this was the big trade I made. Whoops. So I traded Ryan Howard, Ryan Madsen, Joe Blanton, Jamie Moyer, and Raul Ibanez to the Angels for Patrick Corbin, Garrett Richards, Tom Kohler, and Matt Schumacher, and David Herndon. So when I don't know who in the clubhouse was causing all the issues, but I don't know, because it says Ryan Howard, he dogs it too often. So I don't know if he was part of the reason, but if he was, that's that. So I traded Howard. I traded Madsen because it says, what you see is what you get. I don't know if that was a bad thing, so I traded him. I traded Blanton, Moyer, and Ibanez because that's who the Angels wanted for the rest of these guys. So basically, the one thing you'll notice with most of these guys, like you see Howard, he signed through 2009. He could go to arbitration, but he is a possible free agent. So if we couldn't re-sign him for whatever reason, I got rid of him, right? Now, if we go to Madsen, right, you see he signed through 2011, but what you see is what you get. And I don't know if he was the problem in the clubhouse, so I got rid of him. Blanton, he was signed through 2009, arbitration. So for some reason we weren't able to come to a deal with him. We got something for him. Jamie Moyer, he signed through 2010, but he's 46 years old. Obviously, he's not going to get better. He's going to get worse. And he didn't pitch for us at all this year. He was injured, in all fairness, right? But he didn't pitch for us at all. So I figured I'd throw him in because they wanted him. I threw in Ibanez. You see, he signed through 2009. So if we didn't, if we weren't able to sign him back either, or if we found somebody else that we wanted, we'd get him. I mean, he's 37 years old, right? He's not good in the field. He was doing very well with the stick this year. He's hitting over 300, OPSing over 900, with 6 home runs and 30 RBIs, but he was only a 1-win player because of partially he can't do anything on the base paths, and he's not very good defensively. So I decided to trade him in the off chance that maybe we didn't want to keep him after this year, or we couldn't re-sign him if we did want to keep him. So we got something for him. Now, in terms of who I got, I've said it a lot already in this series, and I said it a ton in the Angel series. Good pitching is hard to find. So I'm hoping that maybe just 2 of the 4, or I guess 5 pitchers that I acquired, they end up doing something. So I got Patrick Corbin. It seems like he could be a really good pitcher, potential 60 grade stuff, 55 movement, 60 control, 60 fastball, 65 slider, 70 changeup. It would be nice if he lives up to that. Garrett Richards, obviously we're all familiar with him from the Angels franchise. It seems like he could be a stud. 70 stuff, 65 grade movement, 50 control, which is a little bit of an issue for me. I don't like seeing that, but a 60 fastball and a cutter, a 55 slider, but a 75 changeup. That's pretty damn good if I do say so myself. Now he has had a rough go of it in AAA, so maybe that wasn't where he should have been, especially only at 21, because you see he had a 6.65 ERA. So right now he's with Williamsport, which is low A. So we got him. We got Tom Kohler, who he's kind of similar to Corbin with the ratings. You see, pretty solid in terms of stuff movement and control, and then he has the potential to have 3 solid pitches, and even like let's say the fastball and slider develop, but the changeup doesn't, then he'd still be a solid bullpen piece in my opinion. So that's good. We got Matt Schumacher, who once again we're familiar with from the Angels franchise. Another guy similar to Corbin and who's the other guy? Corbin and Kohler, in that solid stuff, movement and control. If the changeup doesn't develop, he's still a solid bullpen guy, if nothing else. So it's always good to have guys like that. And then we also got David Herndon to throw in, just because I feel like he could be a solid relief pitcher for us. He's never going to be a starter. You see that 25 stamina. So he'll never be a starter, but I definitely think he could develop into a solid relief pitcher for us. Maybe a guy that posts a 3.50 ERA, which is fine. So that's the one trade I made. And the second trade, I got rid of Clay Condrey. He has trouble keeping up and dogs it too often. So I don't know if he was one of the issues on this team, but I see he was signed through 2009 as well. So we got rid of him. We got something for him. We also traded our 34-year-old, this minor league shortstop that was never going to amount to anything, Jorge Valendia. We traded him to the Oakland Athletics for Justin Dukeshire, a 31-year-old pitcher, a starting pitcher. So he's slotted into our rotation now. He has not had a very good year, although he only started 1 game in the majors this year. The problem, though, was he only pitched 3 innings and allowed 7 runs. But I'm kind of banking off of what he did previously in his career, especially in 2008. You see he went 10-8 with a 2.54 ERA. He pitched 141 innings, a flat whip of 1, and he was close to a 3-1 player with a 2.36 BABIP. Now, the BABIP kind of concerns me because that's really below average. But I'm kind of hoping, if nothing else, he can maybe bounce back to that form, at least for us. You see he's a free agent after this year, so if he doesn't, no harm, no foul. We just let him go. And if he does, who knows? Maybe we re-sign him. We also got another starter in Chris Gissel. That way we can get Kyle Kendrick out of the rotation because he had an ERA well over 6. So we got Gissel to take Kendrick's spot and get him out of the rotation. And we got this 22-year-old lottery ticket prospect, Jason Christian. He looks like he's never going to be good with the stick, but he could be solid in the field, and he has a lot of speed, which is always good. Speed is always good to have in this game. And he's actually done all right in the minors. You see 2008, he hit 320 with whatever KCC is. I don't know if that's Kansas City or not, but Vancouver, I guess. I'm not too sure. Let me actually check Oakland, because I'd like to see what their minor league affiliates are. There's no way it's Vancouver, right? Oh, it is Vancouver. How about that? Okay. Yeah, so, the Kane County Cougars. That's right. Okay, yeah. So that is that. I hope you guys understand why I made the trades that I did. We're not doing anything this year. We're not making a comeback. We're not, even with those players that I traded away, we weren't going to make a comeback. I mean, we're 34-54, 15 games out, and we're 20 games out of the wild card. So we're not making the playoffs this year, no matter what. So honestly, what this does, it just, it opens up our options for the offseason. And this isn't the reason I made the trade, but we're not going to be very good as the season goes on. So if nothing else, this will give us a good draft pick in the draft. So with that being said, this is where I'm going to end this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. New episode probably Wednesday of next week, because I have to work tomorrow 5 to 1:15. I have to work Sunday 6:30 to 2:45. I have to work Monday for 8 hours once again. Then I have to work Tuesday and then go straight to the radio station. So I don't really have time to do any YouTube videos this weekend. Maybe I'll play a Tampa Bay Rays game and get that edited, but that probably won't be up until Wednesday or Thursday. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did.